Absolutely. Hi, Mark. Hi, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Thanks so much for joining, and we're incredibly excited to hear more about Maghealy. Marcus, you can't keep us waiting, man.
Okay, I'm just trying to open my eyes because I came back yesterday evening from Orlando with a flight, and I thought, okay, I go to bed early so I don't have to put an alarm clock. But this didn't work out. I slept around 12 hours. I think that's normal after or in the middle of a jet lag. But I didn't calculate this in. Therefore, I'm sorry I'm a little late. And just trying to accommodate myself here. It's a beautiful weather also in Germany, almost like in Florida, but probably 10 degrees less. I'm just coming back from the United States, having all these impressions from meeting hundreds of members in Orlando for the opening, the grand opening of our office. And this was such a beautiful experience to see all those who have worked so hard in the United States over the last years, and some of them almost since 2.5 years, going through all the ups and downs and still being so excited, even probably being more excited about Healy. And I heard so many stories of people. Not one of those stories I can repeat here because it's just this too unbelievable, I would say. But I heard so many stories of how exactly the Healy changed the people's life, and some people were absolutely of the opinion they wouldn't be there if Healy wouldn't be there. It was so heart moving for everyone, and it was also, of course, a festival where we spoke a lot about the Maghealy. I have one here in my hand, and there was a good reason for it because there was also no one else than Carolyn McMakin. And I saw her first time now after, I think, more than 3 years because of the COVID situation. There was not so much traveling. There was not so much possibilities to meet. And it was so beautiful to meet Carolyn again. And she was so moved to finally see this dream coming true. It was a dream which we had since we met first time, which was 2014. I knew about Carolyn McMakin already for many years. I think at least 12 years ago, I got a book about this frequency-specific microcurrent, and I got already excited about it. But before you meet the person behind it, I need even a higher level of excitement about something to put it into to realize it. And that time, 2014, when we finally meet, we had developed a good deal of our technology. Time Weaver was there, Time Weaver frequency was there, and Healy was already born. Now, it didn't see the light of the day yet, but it was, let's say, it was conceived. We started. Actually, we had a first kind of a prototype, which was not really Healy yet. It was so far away, but there was already, I believe, 1.5 years of our engineers in, and still a long journey ahead until 2017. We could finally launch it, but it took another, I can't believe it, 5 years to manifest the Maghealy. There is so much work in it. There is so much new technology in it, and I won't tell you all the details now, but there is, if I start such a sentence, I probably will start to tell you the details now, but I shouldn't, because there is a lot to be revealed in the due course of time. And so I think I don't talk about the technical details, but it's such a step. Still there will be 2 stars of the universe, I'll say of the solar system of Healy. 1 star of the solar system of Healy, probably every one of you has it in his hand. I have it around my neck. I will show you. Here it is. This is our star, and you know him already. This is a Healy personally. And I got a wonderful chain to wear it in Orlando. it's so beautiful, and I think we need a lot of more this kind of things which make the Healy, which frame the Healy, and I can just start it and run the coherence program, and it's such a pleasure to wear the Healy and also make other people see. Even at traveling, people ask me what's that, and I could talk about Healy. So that's really a beautiful way to show what you have, and then you can talk about it. Yes, and the second star in the future. It's unusual to have a solar system with 2 stars, but I think it exists in this universe. Probably in this way, normally they are, yes, I saw it. They are turning around each other due to the gravitation and the dynamic forces. So having 2 stars turning around each other, one is the electrical current and the electrical field, which it produces going directly through the body. You can use a coil, but the classical application of Healy is and will always be feeling the frequencies from arm to arm, going through your whole body, modulating the electrical current, touching the cells, touching the bioenergetic system of the body, make it resonant, and you can feel it. You can feel the change of each frequency. That's Healy. So this is a basis, and here it's complemented by a magnetic field which expands into space and which is turning the space into a harmonized, energized space, because space is not emptiness. This we all know. I think since Albert Einstein, no, already before we knew it, James Clerk Maxwell, who discovered the equations of the dynamics, how the electromagnetic field propagates, and then they understood there must be something where the waves are propagating in, a medium which get excited when they found out that there is electromagnetic waves which are propagating through the space. This means, like in water, if you throw in a stone, you see the waves propagating. But that's because there's water. If there wouldn't be water, if you throw the stone in empty space, you don't see anything propagating. So the water is a medium which has a surface tension, and therefore the waves are propagating. In the same way, there has to be something. If you throw in an excitation into space to propagate as electromagnetic waves, and this gave rise to the idea of the ether, which later was refined by Albert Einstein in his theory of gravitation, which is a theory of general relativity, which people thought that it removes the idea of the ether. But Einstein, in his later ideas, he again thought about ether and how to reintroduce it back into science. But since we have modern quantum theory and people working on the quantum theory of gravitation, of space itself, they understood, wow, it's such an energetic structure, it's such a dynamic structure. I would say space is like subtle water. And we know that water gets structured by so-called coherent domains. It's very, very sensitive to frequencies. It can save photons. It can save electromagnetic store. It's like a small storehouse for electromagnetic frequencies and vibration. And this store, like all storehouses, they are structured and having different departments. Water as a storehouse is structured. It has small departments called coherent domains, wherein all the atoms vibrate in an integer, not addition, but it's called application. You know, remember that the Maghealy has 4 applications, and one we mentioned already, it's a make an application. And this is for what we designed the Healy for. It's because, you know, we wanted to realize Carolyn Macon's wonderful way of applying 2 frequencies at once. And for this, you use the Maghealy, and probably there will be something beautiful like this, to have the Healy around your neck, to place it wherever you want to place it, to harmonize your bioenergetic field. And the bioenergetic field is not something out of the air. It's not something spooky, but the bioenergetic field is really the missing link between the body and the consciousness, between the body and the mind. How do body and mind talk to each other? Science has no idea. And the reason is because they are following a purely dualistic worldview where you have only two things. In dualism, you have only two things. One is the body and the other is the mind. And what connects them has to be something third. It's very simple to understand. But the doctrine, the logic behind science is tertium non datur, that's Latin, which means there is no third. But this is not a natural law, but it's a restriction which goes way down back to Aristotle from the ancient Greek time, the ancient Greek philosophy. Now we understand through quantum physics, there is something third. There has to be something third. And according to my model, I published also in another paper now, soon it will be published. This third has two directions. So it becomes not a third, but it becomes a fourth. We talk about four-valued logic, but this goes too deep now. This third, which has two directions, has two polarization. It's this bioenergetic field, which has two directions. You can say a yin and a yang aspect, and you see it, for example, in the old wisdom traditions, like the traditional Chinese medicine. They know these two energies or states as yin and yang, and then the whole bioenergetic structure, like the meridians and so on, manifests. So this is what we are resonating with our frequencies. And we can use the Maghealy to inform and energize space. This, according to modern science, is of course not possible, but they also don't understand largely the coherent domain effects within water, which, according to my understanding and the understanding of so many eminent researchers like Emilio Del Giudice in Italy, who passed away, but also Professor Giuseppe Viciello, with whom we had all these webinars, and there are so many now internationally. Soon we go to Poland and meet Professor Pollack, one of the greatest water researchers present on this planet right now. We speak at the same conference. There's so much going on. The worldview of science right now is expanding, and I believe that the bioenergetic field will be coming soon a main focus of their attention, because you can't understand life and all these new technologies emerging, like Healy, for example, which is a new technology based on emerging science. And we are pioneers. We're not only talking about the science now, we are not only doing research. Yes, we do. We have our laboratory here in Kranzlin. We do studies, but we put it already into practice. And the Maghealy is the next step. The Healy will always be the first star, but here we have a second star which applies the Macmecan frequencies. It also applies the atmosphere application so that the space itself gets energized. And third, it works on the space, but it also works direct on the water. If you have a glass of water, sorry, this is my morning coffee, you can place the Maghealy and you can activate the water with the electromagnetic frequencies, the magnetic frequencies, which the Maghealy produces, and in this way directly influence the water, which then we drink, and it merges with the body water, and the water is 99.5% of the molecules in our body. If you once realize that water is the cradle of life, it is the matrix in which the bioenergetic field manifests as a coherent quantum structure, then you will deal differently with water. Water is so important. So after my morning coffee, I will start to drink enough of water so that I have a good basis for the day. So that's the third application. And the fourth is the Magclassic, which integrates the most interesting classical frequency programs which traditionally magnetic fields apply. And there have been so many studies about magnetic fields, how they influence. We do an experiment at an American university. I don't tell you which one now. And we told them that, oh, let's try to influence the cell membrane potential with a magnetic field or with the electrical field. And they said, no, we know already that this works. We know already that it works. So they said, let's use a coil. Because we told them what we can do. let's use the coil, because we don't know yet if a pure quantum field means a field where there is no measurable electrical or magnetic component, because the coil cancels the magnetic component and it creates a pure quantum potential field, or it's called vector potential field. And this is what they're interested in. So we're doing the research on the cell membrane potential now. So this science is so much interested in it, but they're still lacking the concept. So this is what we are working on. So we are always working on these 4 levels. The first level, I would say, it's a frequency Friday or Monday or Tuesdays like today, where I talk about the products and the simple concept. But there will be a second level, or is a second level of academy. Like I had 4 hours time in Florida to talk in depth about the products and the science behind this, with whom we were discussing this concept. And there's a 4th level, and this level is the level of the deep research which we are doing, where we are talking to institutes, to scientists all over the world, and try to together develop this new emerging science. So this is really my passion. We are working simultaneously on all 4 levels to have the products constantly improving, and new products like the Maghealy. So you can really look forward to it. It's such a, how to say, it has such a usability, because you can just start it. And if you start it, you see here the electrodes going on. I don't have it now, my smartphone ready. Otherwise, I could start it, and you would see on this ring the frequencies blinking, one in green and one in blue. So there are 2 LEDs around, 2 types, and the blue and the green are for the 2 types of frequencies which the Maghealy can vibrate simultaneously. For example, to do the McMakin frequencies, which is always a couple of frequencies, one on the bioenergetic issue and one on the type of a target you want to address with the frequency. So it's such a precise way to work with the frequencies. And so, but also the atmosphere modus is so nice. Like we had yesterday, still we had a wonderful breakfast in Orlando at the hotel, meeting Taryn Lee and Doc Steve and Michelle and Mikkel was there. So we were sitting around the table, and there was, in the middle of the table, was a Maghealy atmosphere running. And so this frequency is for then not just one person, but for the whole breakfast, for the harmonization, for being a team, for the relationship. So it has so much more applications, but you will learn about them all. And especially when you, I think, hopefully beginning in July, when you get your Maghealy in your own hands. All right, so I think I took little of the time now, and I was already late, so I don't want to keep you waiting much longer. Mark probably has something to announce, so I hope get you as excited about the Maghealy as I am. And yeah, let's do a great job of bringing the Healy to the people, of bringing then the Maghealy first to ourselves and then to the people. We have to have it in our own hands. We have to use it and get fired up, and then we have a good reason to get it out to the people. So in this sense, I wish you all the best, and yeah, still have a great day.
Awesome, Marcus. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Thank you for, you know what? It just came so naturally today, and I think you resonated with everyone on the call. So thank you so much. We are crazy excited about the Maghealy, and everyone's excited about earning one for free. So this is a great gift that we're able to give everyone, that they can earn it for free across May and June. And in July, a free Maghealy is there. So thank you for everything that you do. Eternally grateful, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, and bye-bye, everyone. See you.